Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. How are you all doing? Are we good? Let me just get my iPhone. So have you heard Mass already? Have you heard Mass already? Okay, that's good. You know the readings for today? How is it connected with the talks that we have for today? Have you had any idea? Although it talks about marriages and divorce, you know the way Jesus tells story, it's not actually meant literally. It's always sort of a symbol. So my understanding of the readings for today, especially the gospel reading, is more about relationships, which is very important in our lives. But a lot of times, for most of us, we treat relationship as secondary because we're too busy with so many things. We're so busy with so many things in life that sometimes the priority that we put in all these things is not what God wants us to do, or it's not God's will in our life. Okay, so my talk, or my sharing today is all about the Christian idea, loving God. So, first of all, I also like to congratulate you for completing the Module 1. You know what the 4 talks in Module 1 meant? All the 3 modules we have for this Christian life program actually have a general purpose. The first one is basically the basic truth about Christianity. So, what's the first talk again? God's love. Well, if you know that God's love, what are the 3 things related to God's love? God's love creates, God's love forgives, and God's love redeems. Then we have talked about who Jesus Christ is, the uniqueness of His life, the sacrifice that He did for us, and all the other things. He split century into before Christ and after Christ, right? And what else? Then we talk about what it means to be a Christian. We all carry Christ's name in that identity, but a lot of times we also forget that Christ is in us during the talk. And lastly, the one that Brother Alan has mentioned about repentance and faith. So this afternoon, we'll start with this Christian idea about loving God, which is actually what we call as the greatest commandments. Why is that? Moses gave us 10 commandments. When Jesus came into the world, He reduced the 10 commandments into 2. Why? Because over the years, people find it hard really to follow, to obey the commands that the Lord has given us. Even if we have seen a lot of miracles already during their time, they have seen a lot of miracles, and yet, miracle after miracle, after miracles pass, they forget. We forget. And until now, up to this age, we still forget. And I just find because like for the Bible, which was written by many different people, and yet there's a lot of connectivity in each. In the Bible, the Old Testament, if you don't know yet, most of the prophecy is in that book. But the fulfillment is in the New Testament. So basically, Jesus Christ is the fulfillment of everything. So how many of you knows the greatest commandments? What is the greatest commandments? There's only two. Love one another. First of all, loving us is a very high idea. Very high idea. This is the first and greatest commandment. So love God with all our heart, with all our mind, with all our soul, with all our strength. And of course, the perfect model for this kind of love is simply our Lord Jesus Christ and His Mother Mary. In all the stories that we have heard through the scriptures, the Bible, they're the only ones, first of all, who have not had any sin, who was obedient unto death to God the Father's will. Okay? But this love is made possible by the power of the Holy Spirit. We will always have to rely on the power of the Holy Spirit for us to have the strength and the courage to continue living our lives the way God wants us to live our lives. And actually, I want to honor you, brothers and sisters. You know why? Because God is calling a lot of people. Every day, every minute, or even every second. But all people responded differently. So I praise God because you are here. And the only reason why you are here, because you have responded positively to God's call in your life. And that's a good step. That's the first step. We had our CLP in 2001, with 2002, I mean. Our daughter, youngest daughter, was only 4 months then. We had it up in Immaculate Heart of Mary in Highland Road. So we have had the same experience as you are experiencing now. But that's the first step. And actually, our regret at the time is only if we have responded to God's call much earlier in life. Because we have been invited to the Christian Life program many, many years before we came to Singapore. But we always had the same thought in mind, oh, we're too busy, we have no time, we have family, we have work. So where got time to attend this kind of thing? But really, God's power and might is really relevant. If you have not heard this Christian Life program, you have not known what God's plan for us, we don't know where we are right now. Okay? So ideals. Any idea what ideals mean? What is ideal? What does ideal mean for you? Come on, no right, wrong, and right answer. Just whatever comes to mind. What is an ideal? If you don't have idea, then we cannot move forward, right? Because we don't have any targets. Every company has its own ideas. Every family will have its own ideas. That's why we are all different. Even if you say we are all Catholics, our values, our beliefs will not be exactly the same. We have to have some kind of targets. Okay. In the dictionary, it says it is defined as a standard of perfection or excellence that one hopes to achieve. One regarded as a perfect type or example and often as a model for imitation. And an ultimate object or aim of endeavor. You know, sometimes we follow certain maybe singer or artist. Sometimes we think, oh, I wish I could be like him or I like her, right? That can be an ideal for us, right? So basically, ideals are important to move us on in life. Okay? Because it will direct our human behavior and directs our plans on how we conduct ourselves or to what we are aiming for in life. It's like a compass that guides our way. And again, each and every one of us will have different goals or ideas. For the world, the ideas of the world, most of the time, is all about money. For some, it can be position, power, or even fame. Right? So whatever it is that's our ideal, what our goals are, it is still important to us because it influences and actually directs our very own lives. For us humans, it's always vital to stay ahead of the game. You know that. I don't know whether what they call it now, in our generation, we call it the rat race. We are stuck in a rat race. We cannot get out. I don't know if this generation now is still call it a rat race. Right? We want to always get ahead of others. Never mind whoever is affected, whoever gets hurt. Some people are very strong. Right? They want to climb up the ladder very fast. Within 6 months, I want to be CEO. And that's not bad. Actually, it's good for a lot of people. Okay? But we should also know what our Christian ideals should be. Okay? No more battery. Hello? Our goals become our ideal of life, influencing and directing our lives. So as Christians, we also need to know what should be our ideal. Again, we can give our lives to pursuing good goals, but of course, the point here is, if loving God is not the first and foremost ideal that we have, everything else will fall short. Okay? And we know for sure that God wants us to love Him, be our highest ideal. To be totally committed to Him, our whole life, our will, our decisions. But commitment is a big word, brothers and sisters. A lot of times we interchange this word with promise. Then we justify it, oh, promises are made to be broken. But that is not what commitment means. Right? On the onset, we say, somebody invite us to go for somewhere, we immediately say yes. On the day itself, we don't go. Or do not have even the courtesy to tell the one who invited us, sorry, I cannot make it anymore. For whatever reason it is. That's how weak are we when regards to commitment. It's just for the sake of pleasing whoever is asking us to do, for him or for her, that we say yes. But it's just lip service. Thus, God made into a commandment of highest priority, which is stated in Mark 12, 28-31. Okay? In John 14:21, Jesus says, in effect, those who accept my commandments and obey them are the ones who love me. And those who love me will be loved by my Father, and I will love them and reveal myself to them. So the result of, if we only follow this commandment, the result will be amazing. Okay? Because we will receive help, hope, and intimacy with our loving God. Again, in Mark 12, 28-30, the great commandment. One of the scribes, when he came forward and heard his students say, how well they answered them, which is the first of all commandments? Jesus replied, the first is this, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is Lord alone. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. And the second is this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than this. We have heard these statements too many times often, right? Already, And yet, did it come to our heart? Did it come to our mind? We are not just reciting these words. These are words that God wants us how to live our lives. This is our guiding principle of how we should live our lives for the Lord. And we know that a lot of us express our love for God in various ways. Having up pious feelings, being a humanist or philanthropist. Some people think, okay, if I donate a lot of money to the church, I've already done my responsibility, my duty as a Catholic or as a Christian. For some, it's acts of piety, kneeling while walking towards the altar. And these are all not wrong actions, but they are also not adequate expressions of how we should be loving God.
So the question to ask is, what does it mean to love God?